and welcome to the Tavern Chat Podcast. I am your host, Derek Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, the main proprietor of the Tenkar's Tavern blog. This is episode 65. I'm going to start. I don't really want to call it a rant, but some of you might. Whatever. And then I'm going to talk about something that just released a day or so ago. I was initially involved with, but the community is really what brought forth the Gazetteer to Eilean Dubh, the Black Isle. I'm sure I'm pronouncing the Celtic pronunciation wrong. Forgive me. All right. So before I get to that, though, I want to make something very clear. The Tavern, Tenkar's Tavern, whether it's the blog, whether it's the Tavern Chat Podcast, whether it's the Facebook community, whether it's the Discord community, none of these entities are ever going to win an award. Okay? This podcast is never going to get a stamp of approval from some judges. Tenkar's Tavern, the blog, is never going to win gold or silver. It ain't going to happen. Okay? Because for any of these entities or any of these aspects of the tavern to get recognized by the larger gaming community, I'd have to, give up some of my ideals, give up some of my thoughts on what makes the community that has formed around the tavern, the community that I'm a part of. If you're listening to this, you're a part of, work. And for me, that truly has been the idea that it's, in all its forms, a neutral ground, not a safe space, a neutral ground. And by being a neutral ground, I am guaranteed to offend the faceless. I call them the faceless, but they are those that, no matter what their affiliation, what their leanings, left, right, whatever. I don't want to talk about politics, but no matter what, they're looking to be offended, and they will find a way to be offended. I saw that when I posted about the latest Altar Kickstarter. The people that were complaining were not people that are followers of the blog or participate in the community that has formed, that we are a part of. They were outsiders that took offense and wanted me to change and compromise what the tavern is, because they were offended. And to be honest, when it comes to winning any kind of industry award or getting any kind of larger industry recognition, those loud voices that aren't part of the community are the ones that you have to appeal to. And if you've been following me over the years, I have no desire to appeal to any of those fucks. I don't. I mean, I think that's the reason why the vast majority of you are part of this community, is because you feel similar to how I do, is that the larger area of politics, the larger issues, whether they are social or otherwise, have their place. They're important in the greater scheme of things. I do not deny that, but they do not need a place in my nerdism, my geekdom, my gaming talk, my gaming community. If I want to discuss politics and the ills of the world, there are other places that are suited to do so. The tavern is suited to talk gaming and geekdom. If you look at the Discord server, we've talked movies and comics and video games computer games and a lot of old school gaming talk. And that's what belongs there. And that's what belongs on this podcast. And I'm going to talk about it, and I'm not concerned about the sources because I'm concerned about the content. I play with the content. That's what comes to my game table. The game creators don't come to my table. I don't have people like Frank Metzner or Jeff D. or Alexander McCrease or any of these people sitting at my table, virtual or otherwise. However, I do have the releases, their products sitting at my table often, and that's what I play with. And that's how it's going to be. And that's how these discussions are going to be. And hopefully that's why you're here. Like I said, not much of a rant, but something I felt I had to talk about. It was pounding around my head last night while I was lying in bed with a nice little headache. Sinuses suck. Ugh. In any case. Now, on to the Gazetteer, to Eilean Dubh. I'm going to call it the Black Isle. Now, it's a crowdsourced fantasy sandbox setting. I'll have to link up on this, post going to this podcast. I'm going to give you a little brief history on my involvement in this project, and then talk to you about the amazingness that is in my hands or sitting across me. I'd love to see this available as an at-cost print on demand at some point, but we'll get there. The Black Isle, I had thought about, foolish me, as Zach Laser has told me more than once, I think too small. And I had thought that it would be a very cool idea to crowdsource a small sandbox setting. Come up with a basic map, toss it out there. Maybe a dozen people would volunteer to do a hex or so, and there we'd have a 24, maybe 32-page sandbox setting. That was my thoughts. And that began as Tenkar's Landing. And it was a G+ community. And what happened was it was a great idea. Again, I was thinking small. It really took life of its own. And before I knew it, I don't know, there were like 50 people involved in the project. That's how many people were excited about this. It also happened as I was winding down my career in the NYPD. And as I was, I could call myself dead wood, but as I was someone who was very clear that I planned on leaving on my 20th anniversary, there was no more an ability to dangle a carrot in front of me. If you do good, you'll get this assignment or this promotion. I knew I was leaving. They knew I was leaving. So I was moved from the detail that I was in to the command center of IAB, and was working instead of I will admit, I had banker's hours. I worked Monday through Friday, mostly days. Suddenly I was working evenings, and then I was working overnights. And coming home and just falling asleep. I tell you, I actually enjoyed it a lot, but it was exhausting. And neither of those hours were really good for trying to organize a project, which it's not my strength anyway. And I am very thankful and grateful to Milton Murphy, who started picking up the reins before I said, literally, dude, I can't do this. I trust you. It's yours. Go with God. And Milton did an amazing job as a project manager, as an organizer. Holy shit. So this idea that I had initially of something that maybe would hit 32 pages, I'm looking at the PDF on my screen as I'm talking to you. And it's got 434 pages. If I'm not wrong, I believe there are 48 hexes that are detailed in here. And I am blown the fuck away. Blown the fuck away. And as I look through the table of contents and I look at the names of the people that contributed to this, I'm nearly speechless, man. It really, these are the people that had a better vision than I did. I'll be honest with you. I thought small. Milton, I'm glad you had your eyes open. Again, I can't thank everybody enough. I'm thanking you all now, everybody who participated in the project that started out as Tinker's Landing. I really, you are amazing. I really do appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, it's not often you find me speechless. But here I am, pretty speechless. You guys have done a great job. I put up a post sharing this last night. It had gone live like the day before. You could have found it on Google+, but we've had 146 downloads of the file since this post went up about less than 12 hours. So that's freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. Why am I not cursing? It's fucking awesome. Sorry if I offend you. It's fucking awesome. So again, I can't thank you all enough. And oh, you know what? I made it a bit.ly link to make it easy enough that I could share it on the podcast. And make it easy for everybody else to share it. So if you're listening to this, if you want to grab a copy of the Black Isle sandbox setting, like I said, it is free, as in air. Okay? It's a bit.ly link, so it's bit.ly/the Black Isle. Real simple. Type it into your browser. Grab it. Even if you just use it to grab a hex here or there. You know, the whole setting is not there, so you need to run it as is. Grab what you want. Really. That's all you need to do. And again, it's free. So, thank you all for listening. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for some of the new backers we've had on the Patreon for Tinker's Tavern. I'll get a shout out. I got a separate day for shout outs for that. Maybe it'll be Saturdays. Thank you. God bless. Stay safe. And I'll talk with you in the AM. Tomorrow's AM, not this AM. Today I got to do stuff. That's why I might be up a little bit early. I'm rambling. Later, folks.